Hello, everyone. I believe we are live now. Welcome to Love Talks. I'm your host, Ina Love, and I'm delighted to have you with me. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. I know Thanksgiving was a little different for all of us this year, but I hope and I'm certain that we all found many reasons to be thankful. So I'm delighted to have you today. We have a new segment. Actually, we will be completing our fourth series on going into the heart. And our topic for today is Love is All. Today, I'm going to actually demonstrate for you how and show you actually through examples how all things in life are truly connected. And, as I say all the time, God is love. So, through God, of which we all come from, the source of God, we are all connected to that source. So, love is all is truly that God is everything. God is the universe. And I'm going to show you, actually, as I said, through story, how all things are connected. If you are new to Love Talks, as I said, we are now in our fourth series. I'm completing the 20th Love Talk segment today. If you've missed any of the previous segments, you can find all of them here on my Facebook page, also on my YouTube channel, which is at Ina Love Poetry, or my website, somethingaboutlove.foundation.org. So we're going to dive into this segment. And I want to, before we actually go into this topic, I wanted to just apologize for canceling last week's Love Talk. I had just returned from my Thanksgiving trip. I actually spent Thanksgiving in Hawaii with my children, who I haven't seen in over a year and a half. So it was so beautiful to see them after that period of time. And I planned to come back. I actually flew back from Hawaii at 6 a.m. last Sunday morning, intending to do Love Talks. But my heart was truly hurting. I was missing my children, and I'm human. I just wasn't in the space to do it. So I apologize if anyone was, attempting to look for Love Talks last week. But here we are, and we will continue with the series. 2 weeks ago, because as I said, there was not a Love Talk last Sunday, but 2 weeks ago, I had a special guest. My daughter was actually here visiting from Australia, and she was my guest, it was truly beautiful to have her on the show, on the segment. I was showing or demonstrating, the power of love and the beautiful connection that I have with my daughter. It's a beautiful, open-hearted relationship with, built on trust. And so I just wanted to bring her on. It was so perfect to have her here in this open-hearted series because, truly what opens our hearts more than our children. So it was such a joy to have her here. As I said, I came back from Hawaii. I was missing my children, just was not in the space to do Love Talk. So I actually canceled. That was last Sunday. And I just kind of spent the day reflecting on our Thanksgiving time together, which was so beautiful. And then on Monday morning, the very next day, I wake up and, I post a positive message. I post lots of information on Facebook each day. But I woke up to find a message. Someone was seeking or urgently seeking, looking for someone to take care of two abandoned kittens that had been found. This woman apparently had found two kittens that were just a day or two old. And she had been taking care of them for 3 weeks, and her landlord was forcing her to get rid of them. So this past week, actually, when I saw that post, literally my heart just went out to these kittens. And honestly, I think it was just a perfect synchronicity because I was missing my children so much. And, here appears these two little innocent kittens, in a dire situation where they were needing someone. So I've been sharing them on Facebook each week. They have been or brought such a joy because I've been doing my quarantine for the past 8 months at home alone. And I've heard of many people now having quarantine pets. So I thought it would be fun just to let you guys have a little glimpse of little Luke Dove and Sophia Love. So if you will bear with me for just a brief moment, I'm going to grab them and I'll be right back. So hang on just a moment. Come on, come on. I know my hands are cold. Okay. So here we have our little furry friends that you've been seeing on Facebook all week. This is actually Sophia. And it's really funny when I initially saw the post about these two kittens, and obviously this is Luke, but when I saw the post about them, immediately the first thing that came to mind was I'm going to name her Love, like just without hesitation. I said, I'm naming her Love. And I intended to name the little boy Dove because I received a Christmas card in the mail that same day with a dove on the front. And I thought, oh, Love and Dove. And then it became Lovey-Dovey. But when the woman actually came to bring them, she told me that her daughter had named them, Luke and Zoe. And I thought those were just the most precious names. So I decided to keep their names and I gave them the last name of Love and Dove. So again, this is little, actually Zoe became Sophia, and this is Luke, but they are just the most adorable little kittens. I had no intention of adopting a pet, but it was just a tug on my heart, honestly. And so here they are, and we are now doing around the clock feedings and burping. Little kittens at this age actually have to be burped, but I mean, they are just truly precious and such a joy. So I wake up around the clock to feed them, and we're really getting to know one another and we're adjusting, but they are doing very, very well. And the lady who was caring for them, you know, she literally cried when she dropped them off because, you know, she truly, I mean, it's a big job taking care of them. And, you know, she told them that she was sorry for having to give them up. And literally, there were tears in her eyes. But I told her not to worry. I said, believe me, they will be loved and I will take great care of them. So here we are, right? I think Sophia wants to say hi. And I mentioned the other day that Luke here, he's actually the little boy, obviously, but he's the one who's always climbing in my face, and you know, he wants to touch my face and say hello. And you know, they are like a true little boy and girl. Like he's very feisty and a little aggressive at times, and you know, she's the little calm, sweet one. But they are just absolutely adorable together, as you have seen all week. So that's your little Facebook debut. So there they are. And I really wanted you guys to just kind of see how little they are, because I think sometimes in the photos that I post, they look a little larger, but they are actually, they'll be 4 weeks tomorrow. But so there they are. And, you know, stay tuned. I'll certainly be posting more photos of them throughout. You know, I'll continue to share them because I've enjoyed that. And I think many of you are enjoying seeing them as well. So bear with me again. I'm just gonna put these out of sight for a moment, and we'll continue with our love talk. Okay, so thank you. That's my my new little cat family, which I now call myself a cat mom, which that's actually how it feels. But they truly are a joy, and I'm just really enjoying sharing and, you know, all the comments and feedback about them. So it's been really an unexpected surprise, you know, to have them. So I just wanted to share that. Let's see. So if you watch Love Talks every week, as I said, we are now in our fourth series of segments. And each series I do, like 4 or 5 different shows each week on a certain topic. So obviously, as I said, the topic this week, the topic of this new series, or the series that we are completing, excuse me, is going into the heart. So we've completed a series on, opening the heart and healing the heart. And as I said, now going into the heart, because I realized that love truly is a gift. It's a power that we all possess, that we have to use. Love is the power of God, the power of manifesting the things that we want in life. So, to truly access that, because love is absolutely infinite, it is truly vital and important that we, as I said, heal our heart, because we've all been through things in life, and we all, we have things that we have to heal, to clear that space, to bring in all the things that we are wanting in life. So healing the heart is truly vital and important. Also, opening the heart to just be open and receptive, to receive all the things that we pray and ask for and intend to bring into our lives. So again, the purpose of Love Talks is really, just to bring awareness to all of these things, because it just seems today that so many people are still hurting, holding on to past experiences. And, we really, we can find ways to ignore those things by suppressing them, or just busying ourselves. There's so many ways that we find to avoid all of those things in life that we need to heal. But we really need to look at those things, to heal them, to forgive them, to release them. So again, all of the Love Talk segments that I do each week is all designed to help, just to get to that place, to be aware of, what a beautiful thing it is to truly set yourself free of anything that you might still be holding on to. I say pain is always available, and many of us have found ways, we numb those things, so many ways that we found to cope with that. But to truly release it, you have to look at it, you have to forgive it, you have to let it go. But, just to understand that it truly is to your benefit to do that. So again, that's what Love Talks is all about. So if you are new to the Love Talk series, explore some of the segments that I've done, and, see if anything really, catches your attention. One of the Love Talk segments that I would strongly recommend is the one on the power of love. Because, I actually call this series Love Talks because I truly understand the power of love. Believe me, I'm still working to heal my heart. We all have a lifetime of things that we need to heal and forgive, and we almost have to live in a state of in a constant state of forgiveness, because there's always something, things are constantly happening, where our feelings are always being hurt, or, someone has done or said something that's just sitting on our heart, or, we just, those things that happen in life that just continue to nag at us. But we have to live in a constant state of forgiveness and realize that we're all learning, growing, and healing. And that's truly what I'm intending to do through Love Talks, is just to help us look at all of these things, really take a look at how we are showing up in the world, the type of person we are, ways that we can grow and heal and become more of who we truly are. And that is, a person of God, living for God, opening our heart, and again, being receptive to receive all the things that we want in life. So that's really what Love Talks is all about. So I just wanted to just encourage you to go back and take a look at any segments that you may have missed, or, I'm sure there's some really good information that you'll find there. And also, as I was sharing or talking about the reason I do Love Talks, life is truly meant to be happy. And I think that is really the goal for all of us. We may realize that, for whatever reason, we're not, as happy as we might want to be, but just to know that it is possible. And, we're so busy looking for that joy outside of ourselves, and we find so many ways to fill that void. But true happiness is a state of being, and it's something that you will only find within. No amount of anything is, those things are temporary happiness. So it's really just a matter of, becoming still and really uncovering anything, that, like I said, past experiences, or, maybe it's like a relationship that's not healthy, or, whatever it is that is bringing, any type of disturbance in your life, anything that destroys your peace. We want to find ways to heal those things. We need to work on those things. So again, that's truly the purpose of Love Talks. And I'm sharing all of this because, I think now that I've introduced Zoe and Luke to Love Talks, or actually to my Facebook page and everything that I'm sharing, I know that there seems to be some new interest here. So I will continue to share them, but I just wanted to point all of that out to anyone who is new. So, you really, as I said, we all want to find that joy of living. That's what life is really all about. And it really is a choice, but there are things, we go through things, we close our hearts, we guard ourselves, and we really think we're protecting ourselves, but actually we are hurting ourselves, because truly, we are beings of love. We come from a source of love. God is love. So, we are intended to love not only ourselves, but one another. So we have to heal all of the things, as I said, that may be in the way of that. So healing is a huge part of finding your true happiness in life. You really want to heal. And, the way to heal is forgiveness. That is a huge step toward healing. We have, many things that we need to forgive. And sometimes that forgiveness may actually be for ourselves. But we just really have to stop and look at all of those things and work on healing them and releasing them and truly setting ourselves free. So, as I said, I call this series Love Talks because, love is something that just truly matters to me. I've made love my purpose in life. And I mentioned on Love Talks a few weeks ago that I'm actually working or doing this series and all of the information that I share to help us to truly learn to love God. And I want to preface that by saying, I use the word God. There are actually 1,000 names for God. So don't feel any kind of way if you are someone, you may not say that you believe in God. Perhaps it's Allah, or, whatever name you choose for God, it's all the same source. So, whether you say the universe or just, source itself, that source is love. And we are here to honor that source. I talk a lot about really getting to know God and making God, putting God in the forefront of your life, developing like a friendship, talk to God like a friend, really get to know that source from which all things come. So again, Love Talks is all about just bringing awareness to all of these things that we need to work on to heal, to set ourselves free. So as I was saying, I consider love to be like a superpower. I think of us like truly we are superheroes, and we have several tools at our use, and love being one of them. Love is a very powerful tool that we have to use, but to access it, we have to heal our heart. We have to open our heart. Love truly resides in our heart. It encompasses our entire being, But for me, like the heart is like the hub, or, like truly the place where love resides. So, again, healing the heart and accessing that power is so important. Another power that we possess is the power of positivity. And I'm going to share with you a story today that beautifully demonstrates the power of positivity. There is also the power of gratitude. Gratitude is a very powerful tool that you have to use. And, truly, the more grateful you are in life, the more reasons you find to be great. Yes, to be grateful. So you can actually live your life in a state of gratitude. And I love to say that gratitude is actually an attitude, because if you can't even find anything to be happy about, just, feel grateful, feel the feeling of gratitude. And that feels so much better than, holding on to any type of negative energy, or, any negative vibes, or anything that may be troubling you. You can just tap into the feeling of gratitude by thinking of something that you are grateful for. And we all have so much to be grateful for. So, again, being aware, this is all about awareness, being aware of the power that you have to use through gratitude, through love, through positivity, and, all of these great tools that we have at our use. If perhaps, you've been to or through things in your life where love may not be so important to you right now, you can tap into these other sources. As I said, they are all very powerful. But truly, we want to heal our heart and open our heart to, first love God, love ourselves, and then ultimately one another. And truly, as we've all heard so many times, love is the answer. But, we have to access it. We have to be open and available, not only to give it, but to receive it. If someone wants to love you, they can't unless you allow them to. But love truly is just such a beautiful thing. So, we want to give that some love and attention, and, really start to focus on that, and just opening ourselves to heal anything that may be in the way of that. So truly, as I said, love is a superpower. And if you want to think of it in the context of Jesus, love is the power that Jesus used to manifest miracles. And truly, just as Jesus said in the Bible, all that he can do, we can do. But again, it's all about healing and opening that heart. And, life, as I love to say, is a masterful teacher. Truly, I believe that we are here to love, and that life is teaching us to love. But we just, we have to be open and allow and go with the flow of things, because so often life is trying to teach us lessons that we resist, because, we all want to control our lives. But God has a perfect plan for us. So I'm going to demonstrate for you through a really powerful story today that I really look at this as the power of positivity. Again, another great tool that you have, because, if you just want to test this, like the things that I share with you, put them to the test and see what happens in your life. Just, wake up one morning and decide, anything that's troubling me, I'm going to let it go. And today I'm going to be positive, or I'm going to be thankful. Tap into that energy and move through your day with it, and watch what happens. So I'm going to actually share with you, how I just lived my life through an experience of just, paying attention, going with the flow, going as I was being directed by the universe, or that is how it seemed to me. And, all the magical things that unfolded as a result of this. So I'm going to call this the power of positivity. So about maybe 5 years ago, and I love to share stories, and you'll see that I do that a lot in my Love Talk series segments. But about 5 years ago, I was in New Orleans. I don't even really know how to say that. But I was in New Orleans with a group of friends We had gone there for the jazz festival, the big music festival that happens there. And I went because the artist Prince was performing. And you've heard me talk about Prince in my other Love Talk series. I just truly adore him. And I've had some magical experiences relating to Prince, a man that I've never met in person, but has been so spiritually present in my life. And actually, if you watch the Power of Love series that I just mentioned a moment ago, you'll hear some story about how connected I am to Prince, this man that I've never met in person. But love is the very thing that connects us to everything. So that's actually why I called this series Love is All. Again, I'm showing you the power and the connection through love. But like I said, 5 years ago, I was in New Orleans and I was with a group of friends. We'd gone for the jazz festival. And one night we were just walking around. And this man approached us and he said that he was with the Hare Krishna, which I honestly didn't know anything about Hare Krishna movement. I thought they were like a cult, and I was just unaware. But anyway, he asked us all, would we give a donation for the Hare Krishna movement? And we all did, just kindness and generosity. We all gave him a contribution. And he pulled out a stack of books and he kind of fanned them out in front of us. And he, said, thank you for your contribution. Take a free book. So we were all selecting a book. And when I chose my book, he laughed. He just, sort of, it was just this really interesting laugh. And I said, why did you laugh about the book that I chose? And he said, I find it very interesting that you chose that book. And I said, why? And he said, I've had that book for several years. It's the only one I have, and you chose it. So that was very significant to me. I thought, what are the chances this man had had this book all of these years, the only copy of that particular book, and I chose it. So we leave New Orleans and I'm on my flight to come home. And I was just very intrigued by what he had said to me. So on the flight, I pull out the book and I start reading. And it was actually about the Hare Krishna movement. And again, as I said, I was very intrigued by this book because, again, I do not believe in coincidence. So the fact that I was drawn to that book, and again, it being the only one he had, I felt that it was a message. So I'm just, kind of thumbing through the book and I was learning some things about the Krishna movement, and it's all about chanting to be happy. That is the essence of the Hare Krishna movement, which I find that to be very beautiful because joy is something that we are all seeking in life. So I flipped to the back of the book and it lists several of their temple locations. And I just kind of had a thought in passing, maybe one day I'll go and visit a temple. And, just like I said, a passing thought. So I get back to LA. At the time, I was taking classes on, self-empowerment and healing and, just trying to grow as a person. I was taking classes through Agape University. And I was already enrolled in classes. So that week, I go to my class. And at the end of the day, a gentleman in the class asked me if I would if I would give him a ride home. And my initial thought was like, I don't know you, I'm not going to give you a ride. Like that was the first thing that went through my mind. And then I thought, Ina, we're at Agape. This is all like, spiritual people who are, trying to grow and evolve into who they are. So anyway, I just kind of talked myself through it. And I say, yeah, sure, I'll give you a ride home. So we're driving along, just making small talk. Obviously I've been seeing him in class, but I didn't know him. And literally out of the blue, this man says to me, have you ever been to the Krishna temple? And I said, what? He goes, have you ever been to the Krishna temple? And I said, you've got to be kidding me. So I told him what happened in New Orleans, that I was just there and, I met someone from the Krishna movement. He gave me a book and I said, just a couple days ago, I said to myself, I want to visit a temple. And he goes, oh, well, it's on the way. Would you like to stop? And I'm thinking, this is unbelievable. So I say, yes. So we drive, we go to the temple. He shows me where it is. We go there, he shows me around, and I'm like all excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is happening. I'm here. So, I wanted to stay and like find out more about it. And he goes, well, I just wanted to show you where it is. Like, I need to go. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I take a pamphlet, I leave and drop him off. And now I'm like really intrigued about this. So I get home and I'm reading the pamphlet and I see on like a couple days later, they were having a big event. It said like all day chanting on Thursday, come anytime and, chant with us. So I thought, this is really interesting. If I don't have anything to do, I'm going to go. So I wake up Thursday morning and I thought to myself, oh, wow, the Krishna event is today. I said, I think I'll go. And I kid you not, from the moment I said I was going, the day became magical. I wake up, I get dressed. I, had no idea how long I would be there or what to expect. So I thought I'd go and grab some lunch before I go to the temple. So I go to one of my favorite restaurants that I go to all the time. Like truly, I was a regular there. But on this particular day, something that had never happened before, the manager said, and he didn't know my name, but he recognized my face. He said, oh, you come here all the time. He said, I'm going to comp your meal today. And I thought, oh, wow, how nice. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. So, I place my order. I go and sit outside, wait for them to bring my food. And literally, while I'm sitting there waiting for my food, people just kept coming to me, strangers. Literally, 3 people came to my table giving me gifts. There was a lady who came by and she said, oh, you're such a beautiful person. She said, I sell cosmetics. She said, I'm going to give you a gift if you're interested. My card is in there and, call me if you like the products. But she gave me not like samples. These were like a bag of cosmetics. And I thought like, wow, that's incredible. Then a few minutes later, another guy comes along and he's like, oh, I'm an artist and I'm out here selling my CDs. He said, I can just tell you have such positive vibes about you. He said, I'd like to give you a copy of my CD. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And then another guy comes by and he starts telling me a story about him. And he actually gave me something and I was really trying to remember what it was. But I mean, it was just like this little trail of people were just being drawn to me. So after a little while, the manager comes out to bring my food and he goes, what are you doing? Are you doing business here today? And he's like, all these people are coming to you. And I said, I really have no idea what's happening. Like people just keep coming, bringing me gifts. So he puts my food down and he brought me a dessert. Like he's like, well, I just brought you a dessert to go with your food. So it was like, again, I really felt like I was following, what I was being led to do. It was something about the fact that I had chosen that book, that I decided to go to the Krishna temple. All of this felt very guided by the universe. So I have my lunch there, and now I'm just really excited because it's very clear to me that I'm on a path. Like this is something that I should be doing. So I get to the temple, and again, I'm just really excited. All these magical things have just happened. And I walk in, and there's like a group of people. It was just a big room. It was beautiful. And all these people were there and just chanting this chant over and over and over and over again. And, I caught on to the chant and, and I would say it every now and then. I really didn't know what I was doing, but I'm like, okay, God, I'm here. You led me here. I don't know why I'm here, but I'm here. After a while, a man approached me and he said, welcome to the temple. I said, thank you. He said, is this your first time here? And I said, yes, it is. And he said, I was instructed to give you gifts. And I said, instructed by whom? Like, I've never been here before. I don't know anyone. And he goes, it was an instruction from Spirit. And I'm getting my tingles as I'm saying this to you. but he gave me, he told me that they were sacred gifts and that I should, honor them and, keep them, like he just stressed to me that, these were, to me, it felt like gifts from God. But he gave me like a little pendant, very intricate. One of them was silver, one of them was gold. And I thought it was very interesting that he told me they are typically worn on a wedding day. And I thought, okay, that's a nice thought, but they're very beautiful, beautiful and very intricate. Um, I'll post a picture of them on my Facebook page. He also gave me a little ring, and it was something that someone had made, not anything expensive, but I mean, I was just like so in awe of these gifts, but it was like as if someone had strand pearls on a little, I don't know what they were strand on, but it was a little ring made of pearls. And he also gave me something that shaped like a star. And I mean, they were all little things, but very beautiful and very meaningful. And I keep them, with like all of my special things. The two little pendants I actually have on my little altar at home. But I wanted to share that story because, again, I call it the power of positivity, just being open and trusting the universe. How often, okay, yes, the man gave me that book, but there was nothing that said, you have that book now, you have to go to the temple. But the fact that it was the only book and I had chosen it, I knew that I had to go there. And then what are the chances that man in my class takes me to the temple just a couple days later? I didn't even know this man's name. So, it was such a magical experience. And I actually purchased chanting beads that day, although, I have not continued to chant. But, when I decided to share this story, I said, maybe it's time for me to start doing that chant again, because I truly believe in my heart that I was led there, that it was, nothing is coincidence in life. I don't believe in coincidence. So again, for me, that was just, the power of going with the flow, just being open. I think so often in life we may miss opportunities that are intended for us because, how many of us would have said no to that man? Just as my first mind said, you don't know this man. Why are you going to give him a ride? And then I had to think about it like, okay, think of where you are. Like, these are conscious and spiritual people who are seeking knowledge. So, it wasn't like it was just a man that I picked up on the side of the road. But, as you can see, that was all divinely orchestrated. So when I say that love is all, I want you to understand that all things truly are connected, that we truly are in this life together, that we are working together, we are healing together, we are growing together. But we truly have to, start to trust again. And, obviously use discernment. We all have that little inner knowing that tells us, this feels right, this doesn't feel right. And, we have to start to trust that. So again, that just, truly became a really magical day that I will never forget. As I said, I still hold those little gifts very sacred. And that story came to mind to share today, but I'm really going to start chanting that again. So, maybe that's something to look into. As I said, the movement itself is all about chanting to be happy. And that is something that we are all seeking in life. So I'm going to pull out my chanting beads and start chanting again. Although I will say little Luke and Zoe have just, elevated I think I'm a pretty joyful person. I work every day to keep my heart open and just be a loving presence. And, but I don't, joy is something that we all want, and we want to be in a constant state of joy and gratitude and love and positivity and all of those things. So I just thought that would be a beautiful story to share. So also, as I mentioned 2 weeks ago on Love Talks, my daughter was here from Australia. And again, this series today being about, opening the heart. I had my daughter to join me on Love Talks to talk about the beautiful connection that we have, in our mother-daughter relationship. But coincidentally, again, I don't believe in coincidence, but last night I got a phone call from one of my dearest friends in the whole world. Actually, she is one of my oldest and dearest friends. Probably, well, truly, she is my oldest, closest friends. I mean, I can say so many things about her, and it's not that, obviously not that she's old by any means. We're actually the same age, but I have known this person. We have been friends, true friends. Like, she is someone that I would call a true friend. And we've been friends for 45 years. And we met when we were 10 years old. Hopefully, you guys can't do the math, like just ignore the numbers. But I thought it was very significant to share that, because it's beautiful to have, maintained a friendship for so long. But anyway, she called me last night and said that she was coming to LA. She lives a couple hours away, and said, could she come and just, stay with me overnight? And I thought, wow, how perfect, because, and I asked her about this, although she doesn't remember, I was with her in New Orleans when that experience happened with the Krishna movement. So how incredible is it that she is here today, and I had chosen to share that story. So I would love to introduce you all to my true and dear friend, Miss Lillie. Come and say hello. And, I just wanted, just as I wanted you guys to see, the beautiful relationship that I have with my daughter, I want you to just see what a beautiful friendship we have. And truly, Lillie is an amazing person. No, you truly are, Lillie. Like, seriously, she is a beautiful person. I think she probably has the most friends of anybody that I know in the world. I really do believe that. Like, I have very few friends, but the friendships that I have are deep and meaningful friendships. But this woman does not meet a stranger. Like, she has a boatload of friends and young people that she calls her daughter, and just someone, honestly, and I'm not gonna cry, but she has taught me so much about friendship. I'm sorry. I mean, hey, I come from the heart and I'm being sincere, but I love her dearly. Like, I truly do.
I love you back.
She really is my dear friend. And we grew up together, like I said, and our friendship, I think we were talking about this last night or earlier. Like, we've had one little hurdle in our friendship.
Exactly.
Yes, where someone tried to come between us. But, our friendship is genuine and real. And, nothing can change that. Like,
never.
We have a true friendship. So never. I really just wanted you guys to meet my dear friend Lillie, as I said, what I call a true friend. Like, there is true love in life, a love that is of God, that comes from the heart. And the friendship that we have is that type of a friendship. Yes. So I just love and appreciate you so much, Lillie.
I love you. And I have a sincere love for you. You and Dawn, that's our other friend. And so you guys have been rocks in my life, and I can always count on you being honest with me and loving me no matter what life brings, you know. And like I told you, I love and adore you. And I like how God is working through you. You are light for Him. And don't ever forget that. I do love you, Ina.
I know you do. I know you do. I don't know. We're not going to cry. We're not going to cry.
And I thank God that your mom and dad had such a beautiful angel, because you are an angel, Ina. Okay, you are. And you're a good person. And everybody I've introduced you to just love you. They say she's just so kind, and that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? And so like I told you earlier today, I'm just so proud of you, how you letting God work with you. You're sharing your love with us. Your stories, they're great. I don't like cats,
Oh.
or kittens, but you know what? I got here
Oh.
today and I'm like, oh my God.
Because
What
they're
I'm
my
saying?
cats and you
Yes,
love me. I know
yes,
that. I
yes.
know that.
And I thank you for sharing me with you, sharing me today, but you and I love my family, but you and Dawn are my family. Y'all my friends for life.
Yes.
Until we go to the grave, till the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying?
Forever, ever.
Yes. And Tyler said it the best. Tyler Perry said it the best. You can look at life as being a tree, and you have some friends that come into your life, they're like leaves, and they blow and they flow away. Then you have some that are like a branch, and you think they holding you up, but then they snap. It snaps and they break off. But then you have those few that is a root. That is the root of the tree. You can always count on. And guess what? That's you, Miss Love, and that's my friend Dawn.
And that is you, Lillie. You are truly a root in my life and will be forever.
I love you. And thank you guys for sharing my friend and loving her.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So I really just wanted you all to see, like I said, a true friendship that is just rooted in trust. Like we really do. We have a beautiful, trusting, loving, open-hearted, sincere friendship that has endure for 45 years. Like that's absolutely incredible, And I used to live in Atlanta for many years, and Lillie has been here in California, and she would come to visit me every couple years. I don't think I ever came to visit you, but you came. She continued to come, and and I told her probably a year ago, I said, Lillie, you really work to maintain our friendship.
Of course.
And like I said on the Love Talk series about love in relationships, that every relationship takes work. You have to work at your relationships, whether it's with a significant other, or your relationships with your children or your friends. Like we have to work at relationships. So we have truly worked at our relationship, and we are in a beautiful place. And I really do appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship. I really do.
You too. And I really, really love her, you guys, because she introduced me to the love of my life. So, 33 years in, really 38 years in, but hey, that's, I'm grateful to her, and I will always be grateful to her, because she found me a good one. And
when we were in high school, I introduced Lillie to the man that she is married and has 3 beautiful children. And how many grandchildren? 5 beautiful grandchildren. And and they are going strong, and it's beautiful. So I'm truly thankful to have been a part of that, and I think, even that speaks to our bond, that I facilitated bringing, your husband into your life, and that's beautiful. So.
Yes, and like I said, you exude love. And so not only do I love you, my husband love you, my children adore you, and my grandchildren just in awe with you, so they really love you. And so that speaks volumes to you. You know what I'm saying? So I love you, and I love your children too.
Oh, I love you too. And so I, always on Love Talks, I have a poem that I share, and I'm going to dedicate the poem that I'm sharing today to my true friend, Lillie.
Oh, wow.
And it is a poem titled True Friends. I'm not going to make you cry. I'm not going to make you. You're not going to cry.
Big sissy
you already know that we are true friends, and I'm not trying to convince her like we are obviously friends.
We are.
Yes, we truly are. And but I just want to share this poem because it's so perfect that she's here. It was perfect that she showed up in this segment, with the story that I shared, and this was just again meant to be. So I'm going to share this poem. It's titled True Friends. Hello, my friend, you with the smile. Do you have just a moment? Can we chat for a while? Sit down and relax. This won't take very long. I've been waiting so patiently, standing quite strong. Do you know who I am? Do your eyes truly see to the depth of my soul? I'm sorry, I didn't think we would cry. When you're looking at me, beyond recognition, far beyond given name, have you taken the time? Have I given the same? Do you know who I am? Could you speak it as fact? Am I truthful and loyal ahead of the pact? Am I someone with whom you share inner thoughts? The kind of true friend all of life you have sought.
Oh my God.
If spoken of unfavorably, would you intend to speak in my honor, to speak in my absence, my honor defend? If affirming these questions should somehow elude, if you think that I'm cunning or occasionally rude, if you think that my heart could ever pretend, you surely don't know of the love I extend. Should you grow close to me, at my heart take a glimpse, see kindness and good, all love, no pretense. And if on occasion, just one, we misunderstand, return to love, let the truth take command. Please know you can trust me in so many ways and know that I'll love you for all of my days. I'll be here for you always. This truth you should know. I'll be um, I'll be there for you always. Together we'll grow. And if you decide true friends we will be, I'll spend all of my days loving you, loving me.
Yes,
So,
I do.
yes, we
I
are
love
true
you,
friends.
baby.
We truly
do.
are true friends.
Mm.
I love this girl. I love her, and she
Oh my
knows it,
God.
and I know it. So I didn't intend for us to cry, but that was just a true friendship. So I
Yes.
do truly appreciate you, Lillie. I love
Thank you
girl.
so much. And you surprised me. And
Well,
this
it was meant to be.
Yes.
It was meant to be.
But I thank you. I thank you. I
Yes.
thank you.
So, I really just wanted to show you guys like a true friendship that we have, and it's beautiful. And I just, I'm really happy to have Lillie here and to share this with all of you. So I'm going to, after all of that, and I'm sorry, I'm such a big crybaby because I'm always in my heart, and so I like to say when the heart is full, sometimes the eyes overflow. So it's just, it happens. But each week on Love Talks, I gift a hardback copy of my book to well, actually I choose a person who, if you leave a like or comment, I randomly choose someone and I send a copy of my book. So the winner this week is Erica Noel. And Erica is actually, I want to say, a cousin of mine. She's my cousin's daughter, so that would be a second cousin. I don't know. I have issue with the genealogy stuff or whatever you call that. Sorry, but so anyways, I do Love Talks each Sunday at 5 o'clock. And I truly hope that, you guys will continue to watch, invite your friends, if you're watching Love Talks and you're enjoying something, please tag someone, invite them to watch. You can also ask me questions. You're also welcome to direct message me. I just, have one request that you keep things on topic. Because honestly, I have a lot of people reaching out to me saying, I'd really like to get to know you. I'd like to be friends, but I can't do that. Like, it's impossible. But if you have a question, I'm happy to answer that or clarify something or, to help in some small way. So I just like to offer that. But that this is what Love Talks is about. I just want to help us all tap into that heart space and truly learn to love one another. Love yourself, as I said, love God, love the people that are in your life, get to know people, be open and available, and just trust the universe. I never would have had that magical day in New Orleans had I not been open to, all of those things that happened along the way. And it truly was a magical day that I don't like to say that I'll never forget, that I will always remember. So we're actually completing our series on going into the heart. And I would definitely say that we tapped into the heart today, and that was
Yes.
absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
So, as my dear friend said, I've asked God to use me. I just want to share what I've learned and what I know. I want to help all of us heal and grow. So right now, I really don't know where we're going next with Love Talks, but it will come to me, and I will continue to share for as long as I have, that idea or whatever is placed on my heart. So, stay tuned. Please keep watching. I wish you all a beautiful, healthy, happy week ahead, as I always do. There's so much going on in the world right now, but it's so important that we stay positive, that we stay connected. That's how we're going to get through this time and everything that's happening in the world. So, take these things to heart, really put these things into practice. As I said, positivity, gratitude, these are such powerful tools that you have to use, and love is as well. So I'll be back with you next Sunday at 5 o'clock. I thank you guys so much for joining me. And that is our love talk for today. So blessings to all of you.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
friend.
Thank you.
Yes.